We are on the way to do the premier activity in Puerto Princesa, which is the underground river trip. It's going to be a lovely day, I think. Just making stops to pick up some folks.
The Philippines, the best island in the world, the best island in Asia, because we have a nice beaches here in our province. My name is Alona. Yeah. Don't forget my name. If you forget my name, you don't have a buffet lunch later. Okay?
It's quite a loud and raucous ride so far, but we're getting close.
We'll see you there at the dispatching, Erica.
So we've arrived here in Sabang. This is where all the magic happens. As you may have heard a few times, it's one of the 7 wonders of the world. And the ride was intense. When you first arrive, you'll be mobbed by vendors, of course, and then you'll proceed to the dispatching area, where you'll take one of these boats about 20 to 40 minutes away to the start of the underground river. We're trying to beat the arrival of a cruise ship because we've learned that cruise ships get priority. So if you get here a little bit late and a cruise ship comes in, all the tours will stop. So make sure always, just as a default, if you come to this lovely adventure, that you do so very early in the morning. We started at about 6 and we're now here just a little bit before 8. It's our first wait. What did you think of the progression of the tour so far, Natalia?
290 turns.
290 turns. They definitely get here fast. So now we wait. There is so much paperwork in the Philippines. Paperwork for doing a Visa card transaction at the grocery store. Paperwork for almost anything. Usually passes to 2 or 3 or 4 people. Stamps, rubber stamps, all sorts of paperwork. And this is no exception. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people doing paperwork. The guides come and first pre-fill out all the paperwork and submit paperwork of their own. Then it's verified, then it's stamped, then it's taken to the cage where they send it off to the boat, layer after layer of paperwork. We are being summoned. Boat loading is imminent. Do you happen to know if this is or is not one of the 7 wonders of the Time to get on boat number 1.
What's your stats? Thank you, guys.
Loaded into the boat. And we've arrived.
Welcome to National Park.
We have now arrived on the shores. Welcome to Puerto Princesa Subterranean River National Park. We did a photo op and now it's time to get, I guess, a helmet. Very orderly so far. No room to take pictures, we were told. We'd maybe take pictures after. I snuck a couple. Don't tell the guide, or she'll use her sharp voice to yell at me. They're probably going to try to sell us that group photo later. Makes sense, makes sense. Tell me in the comments, do you ever buy the group photo? The monkeys here have quite a reputation for being aggressive, apparently. Apparently they're into plastic bags, phones, whatever you got, they'll take it. And now we're just making it over to boat number 2. We've moved through fairly expeditiously so far.
Put around your neck, no need to press anything.
My group, you can take photo first.
Nie przestawiaj mi tego.
Hey, and we're headed over there. Still waiting here at the boat. We're going in a sec, I think. We're about to enter the world's longest navigable underground cave river. The audio companion is recommending we keep our mouth shut to avoid catching water or bat poo or urine in our mouth. So I'm going to voice over the rest.
As you enter the underground river area, the audio guide plays mystical sounding music and tells you of the millions of years it took to form the river. The guide who also paddles the boat uses a single head-mounted lamp to direct your attention. The minerals in the cave system are sensitive to human touch and equipment, which prevents deeper exploration. The composition of the cave is unique in that it contains other minerals and compounds not often found inside of these types of natural structures. The ceiling has many random formations in stone, mineral deposits, stalactites, and stalagmites, and is home to 8 species of bats, at least 4 species of fish, and is seasonally utilized by many types of bird. You can hear the drips of water running down the ceiling and into the water below, along with the calls of bats using echolocation to navigate their way around the cave. As the tour progresses, you are directed to various formations that you can see in this wonder. The roof in one of the lower caverns appears to be clouds. Here, a protruding stone resembles that of a T-Rex. Did you know that bats hang upside down to be able to drop and aid their ability to take flight? They can't generate enough speed to take off, so they use gravity to get moving quickly, then flap their little wings to retain being airborne. A large cavern features formations that are called a melting candle, Mother Mary, and a nativity scene. Next, we head to an area called the pantry or the kitchen, because many of the formations appear to be food-like in shape, such as this tamale and this mushroom. In the middle of the kitchen is something not so edible, however.
Those giant white piles are all bat poo.
And here is the turnaround point. They point out several other minerals, formations, and of course, the natural inhabitants above you, tons of bats. You also start to see more visitors and other boats.
And the speed has picked up as I think we're about to exit soon enough.
But mostly bats.
The marking on the wall was from an undocumented exploration in the 1930s.
This rock face and intersecting formations looks like a big image of a cartoon bat. Do you see it? I guess it makes it the Bat Cave? As you travel through another eerie and engrossing chamber, you begin to see the light of the entryway peeking back through, and your time in the attraction has come to a close about 40 minutes after entering. Although the experience is incredibly orderly and leaves little room for anything but the prescribed pace, it is still quite interesting and fitting of the biggest draw of this region. It is managed quite sustainably and is a unique experience overall. The price per person with transportation, additional fees, and a meal is about $50 to $60 Canadian per person.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Time to get out. The tour started at about 8:45 and it is 9:50. The actual cave portion of the trip was probably about 40 minutes for a total of about 1.5 kilometers in and out round trip.
We caught a glimpse of some of these aggressive monkeys, and I was excited to see Averinus palawensis, a type of water monitor endemic to this area.
Time to get back on the boat.
What a surprise! We were early enough to be offered tour add-ons.
And we're back on land. We're early, so we've been offered a mangrove tour for $350 per person for about a 40-minute trip. Just a little shy of $10. Probably going to skip it this time. But there's also a zip line you can do for $700 per person. And we're just going to hang out on the beach and wait for the included buffet lunch. Now we're at another sorting facility where they will sort us into zip line, mangrove, or not.
That's all right. Yeah, feel free to climb. You're just sitting on top now. You make really weird noises.
We're just hit up for random 10 pesos because we stood. We've been assured that there's vegan options. Let's see what they are.
Well, there was rice, water spinach, potato calderetas, crispy fried batter something, and spring rolls with completely uncooked flour dough wrappers, which were notably really abysmal. The food was edible, but I'm surprised that in the Philippines, where a lot of the food is quite salty, it had none. Oh well, it was fine enough. Finding out what was vegan was difficult despite pre-coordination, and it led me to have some reflections.
There's something I've sort of noticed here, particularly in food settings. If you say something like, does this have butter? You know, it looks like roasted potatoes. They say something that isn't butter that's in it. Potatoes. But if I was allergic to butter or dairy, could I eat it? Potatoes. Does it have butter? Don't know. Maybe just avoid. Okay. And just sort of some people shutting off in customer service capacities. If you throw them just even what feels like a basic question. Now, I realize that service positions and a lot of these positions in this part of the world are underpaid, and maybe folks are having challenges, but it's just that's one part of it here that's a little bit on the frustrating side here and there when we encounter it, is people sort of trying to tell you whatever will just get you to take the item and move along. They don't really go up the chain. They don't really ask anyone else what it has in it. They just tell you, no, don't eat it then. There's a cook right behind them. Very anti-confrontational in any way. So even if I try my absolute best to put it without a trace of tone or any sort of question that leads them to an answer where I could be disappointed in the result, they just shut off. Beautiful, wonderful, kind, warm people. When things do go even just a tiny bit wrong, there doesn't seem to be any hope of rectifying it or, even addressing it. And some of the tourist stuff here feels a little bit canned. We got driven to another part where people are taking an optional ride on a boat that was said to be 45 minutes and $3.50. It was actually like 20 minutes, and we didn't go on it. So just for standing there, they charged us 10 pesos. It was like, all of a sudden they're just like, oh, we need it for the gate fee. Well, like, where was the choice? How come? I mean, 10 pesos isn't a lot. It's like 25 cents, but why wouldn't a tour include that tiny 10 peso fee? Just add it on so you're not bothering people, you know? Anyway, just little bits of stuff I've noticed here in this otherwise beautiful country.
We had a pretty good time at this admittedly very touristy experience and got home about 3 p.m. even with the waits and the drives. For Vegan Everywhere, I'm David.